My name is Rosie and I am the owner of Brush Restorations by Rosie. As you come on, say hello, let us know where you're watching from, let us know if you've used PaintCouture Paint before. Coming to you from my laundry room. Normally I do not work in here, so this is not my typical workspace. Extra fridges that I want to give a little makeover to. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Using this handsome fella right here, which is Decoupage Paper. His name is Frederick, and I am actually in Texas. So when I saw this, I thought, how perfect for our extra fridge that's just plain white. Well, this used to be plain white. I'm gonna put this on there and I'm gonna give it some texture with some of the PaintCouture Crust. I am a little nervous and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not nervous to paint. I feel very comfortable painting, but I've actually never used decoupage paper. So I'm really excited to basically show you guys that, you know, this is my first time using decoupage paper on like a surface like this. I'm really comfortable with painting. I like to try new things, so I'm confident that it'll be okay, but hey, why not give it a try? So first thing that we're gonna do, so I prepped this this week. What I did was I used the PaintCouture Paint Bonding Primer. So I put a coat of that on here, and then I did 2 coats of Peace on here. So this is prepped now and dry. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the wet method. So there's 2 ways that you can decoupage, and you can either do the wet method or the dry method. Let's get started. I'm a little nervous, but okay, it'll be fine. And again, this is not my typical workspace, so I'm a little out of my element, but that's okay. We're gonna get through this. So pulled out my refrigerator from, it's normally in like an alcove over here, but you can't see the sides from where this refrigerator is. So I basically painted up until, I don't know if you can see right here, just the edges, because if you open it, I just wanted that to be painted, and this right here isn't. So, but if your refrigerator shows, you would just paint those sides as well. So I want to put him, I'm going to put him on here, and then I'm going to turn this. There's quite a bit wrapping around, and as well as on the other edge, so you can see how big these pieces are. Okay, so we're gonna now give this a cut. Let's see here. There's not much on this side, but I'm still gonna, let's see. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use PaintCouture top coat satin. You could use any top coat that you have. I'm gonna mix this up. And put the top coat on. So I'm gonna just apply the top coat and then lay the paper down. And there's always a way you could fix it. It's not, paint isn't permanent. You can change it up. So I just really wanted to kind of give you guys, for all of those who have maybe just started and maybe are intimidated by some things, just try it. The only way you're gonna know if you like it or if you can do it is by trying it. So I'm all about trying new things. This past year I've just kind of gotten into so much, everything I try I love, so who knows? You might be seeing me use a lot more decoupage paper. Okay, so I'm gonna lay this down and I'm just gonna flatten it out. And because of the look that I'm going for, I'm not so concerned about the paper crinkling. And especially because I am going to be adding crust and giving it a texture, but I also grabbed my, this is like a wallpaper smoother, just to kind of use that. So far this is pretty okay, not that bad. Okay, so now I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I'm gonna flatten this out. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, I have some top coat on here, which is fine. It's gonna end up, I'm going to end up putting top coat over this, so that's okay. Okay. All right. And I want to make sure the edges really stick down because I don't want the edges coming up. So I am not going to top coat this right now because I want to add my crust. So PaintCouture has two different textures. One is crust and one is the embossing medium, and they're both absolutely fabulous. I love them both. I use them both and they're great. So here is the crust, and it is like a grainy, it's grainy. Definitely want to mix it up, so stir it up. So I'm stirring, stirring, stirring. Crust and add my crust to this mixture of color that I've made. Just put it in here because I don't want it to be too much texture. You know, it is my refrigerator, so I don't want it to be like crazy, but enough to give it just, you know, a good amount of texture. So I'm gonna mix this in really good. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab a chip brush. So I just, you know, buy a pack of these at either the dollar store or Home Depot or Lowe's. So I'm just gonna take my chip brush, dip it in, and then I'm gonna just now dab this along the edges. To hide the edge of the paper. I've actually done like an entire piece like on the outside, and then it gives it a great you know, then if you do some dry brushing over the texture, it just kind of gives it a really cool look. I can already tell I'm gonna have a lot left. So really, you know, by doing this, you don't need a lot. And just remember, you can always add more of the crust. So you don't wanna make it too thick. Then you're just gonna have to add paint to, you know, to loosen it up again, and then you're kind of, you know, like I said, I don't like wasting my paint. So I'm gonna grab some more colors because I'm gonna blend in some more over here. Very light gray. I love it. I mean, I love all their colors, but there's, you know, a few colors that I tend to always grab, and this is one of them. And I actually have, so PaintCouture carries different sizes of their paint. So if you wanted to try a bunch of their colors, this is like a great option. It's a 4-ounce container, and then they have 8-ounce and 32 and up. So I'm going to add that into my Gustave because now I'm gonna mix this in with my Gustave and then go over the custom mixture color that I made with the Firelight and Baltic Black. Okay, this one might be too small, but I don't want that much of, I don't want it to be a whole lot. So I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm just gonna dab it in there and then, you know, just kind of do the same thing, dab it on. So I'm kind of like blending, but I'm doing it by stippling, and that's gonna take forever. So I'm just gonna grab a bigger chip brush. Okay. And then I'll probably go over it again with, you know, some of the other color that I just mixed up. So on the sample board that I showed you guys earlier, I actually came in also with some vintage moss and use that, and so I might do that too. But I kind of felt like when I did do the vintage moss, I went and kind of covered over it. But I'm liking how this, especially up here where it's, you know, I'm kind of blending the sky in. You know, this is kind of the look I'm going for up here. And down here, it gets a little trickier because it is darker and we have a little bit of the orange, you know, you have orange tones in here. So I really like how it's turning out up here. So I'm now gonna go in with this color again, just a very little bit. Offload a little onto the plate there. And just come in up here and go back. So you do not need to add paint to your crust. I just did because this is what I wanted to do. But when I use the crust on my other cabinet, I just applied the crust. Same thing, I just, you know, grabbed some crust directly from the container and then dipped it in with my chip brush and then did the stippling. So I'm just gonna maybe go, let's see here, around the edges for now. because I don't want to keep you guys here all night, but just so you guys can see. And then I don't know if I want to technically do all of that, all of the fridge like that. So I'm gonna have to like sit and like look at it and just kind of get a feel for it. So, okay, I'm gonna grab my custom color. Where did I put that? It's up here. And I'm gonna do the same thing because I have so much of it, so I don't want to waste it. So I want to use it. So I'm gonna just go around the edges again, because I don't know that I want to do it all over. Is anybody else in Texas wanting to get a Mr. Frederick and put it up somewhere in their home? It's so Texas. I'm not from Texas. I live here now and I love Texas. I'm actually from California, but I say y'all now, and I am a Texan. I'm almost close to putting up a Texas flag in my home. I mean, if you guys are from Texas or know anybody from Texas, Texans love their state. The kids even do a pledge to the Texas flag at school every day. But I like that. It's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna continue to stipple this crust mixed with my custom color here. And I'm gonna go, let's see here. What color would go good with that? I have a few different colors. I have Vintage Flare. I have Angel Eyes. Let's see, what else did I bring in here? Queen's Court. So I might just open up one and show you guys with one. And then offline, I might just, because I love all those colors, I might just do kind of all of them stippled in on here, maybe going into blue. I don't know. It's like one of those things where you kind of have to, as you go, figure out what you're doing. And I kind of need to work in sections because I want it to kind of blend together. I don't want it to fully dry quite yet. So let's go for, what do you think? Let's see here. So we have, this is Vintage Flare, or I have Abundance or Angel Eyes. Let's see here. I might end up doing both of these, Angel Eyes and Vintage Flare, but right now I'll go ahead and add some of the Vintage Flare again. So here's the 8-ounce container, and here is your 16-ounce. And then the Gustav that I showed earlier was their 4-ounce. Okay, so I'm wondering if I'm even going to add I'm going to try it without the crust, just to kind of see what happens. I may add some crust. Just looking for my stir stick. So I'm going to give this a good stir. This is another color that I go to quite a bit. I had a buffet and another little like side table that I put out last month, I believe. I blended Vintage Flare with, I think it was Angel Eyes, and those two colors together are just really, really pretty. So I'm gonna grab another chip brush. I'm gonna just dip it in here. And because the chip brushes are, they're very bristly, it just if you stipple it on, it will give you like a textured look. I don't want too much, so I'm just gonna, offload. I use my hand a lot to offload. Okay, so then I'm just gonna kind of, ooh yeah, I like these two colors together. So I could add, some more of the crust, but I'm not really, I added the crust to the bottom piece because I really wanted to make sure that I hid, whatever lines there were from the paper. But here I'm getting, the fridge kind of already has like a texture. So, you know, I don't really need to add more of that. I'm just gonna go in here and just keep doing that. And then what I'll do is maybe come in and add some more of the custom color that I made over this. So let's go ahead and, now you could have a paper towel next to you and use that to offload your colors, but nope, like I said, I'm kind of messy. I think every piece of clothing I own has paint on it. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my color again that I made, this color that has the crust in it, and just go over that with this. So you're getting the piece coming through with this custom color and then the vintage flare. And it's looking really cool because I don't know if you can truly see on, yeah, I know I'm a messy person, huh, Sarah? The blue in the horns, it'll pull in from that. And then this way it doesn't make it just a plain top up here. So I don't know, guys, what do you think? Do I go all the way in? What should I do here? Oh, there's a big piece of crust that I didn't mix. Anybody recommendation? Should I go all the way around or all the way in? We got our vintage flare, our custom color, and then we got the, you know, the texture around Mr. Frederick there. So I think that's where I'll let you guys go. Again, my name is Rosie with Brush Restorations by Rosie. So if you want to go check out my page, hey Erin, if you want to go check out my page, please do so. And have a great night, everybody. Bye.